Neville Goddard taught his students that you are God and you are the creator. There is no power outside of you. And when you go out and you tell people that they are God, some of them will surely get offended because they think that it's blasphemy and we shouldn't say this. So what does it mean to be God? This is what we are going to discuss in this video. This video is going to be really interesting as the topic is interesting. So I recommend watching this video till the end. And if you are watching our video for the first time, please click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also press the bell icon so that you don't miss updates from our channel. Now let's get started. Neville Goddard's teachings helped millions of people change their lives entirely by just changing their way of thinking. But perhaps many people, when they realize that Neville Goddard said that you are God to yourself, don't further study his teachings because they think it's a blasphemous sentence, and so we shouldn't study Neville Goddard's teachings. There are even thousands of people in the manifesting community who think that thinking about God is blasphemy. Even some of Neville Goddard's students, who are big fans of his, criticize this sentence. So by the end of this, you will understand how you are God to yourself. What is it that makes you God? Well, when people from the manifesting community still feel this way and think that it is blasphemy, then it means they have been brainwashed to believe that there is a God outside of them. In Neville Goddard's own life, many people came out saying it was wrong. You are promoting the wrong concept among people, and Neville Goddard reacted to these people and talked many times about them in his lectures and books. Now let's get started. Neville Goddard said that they are believers. They have faith in God. Some believe in one God and some believe in more than one God. But in fact, most of them don't really understand what faith is. On one hand, there are people who get offended by Neville Goddard's teachings, but there are millions of people who like Neville Goddard's teachings, especially because of the concept of God in Neville Goddard's teachings. Many of his students like him because they don't need to believe in any God outside of them. They like Neville Goddard's teachings because Neville Goddard reminds them that they are the force and no force exists outside of them. I was God. I am God. This is Neville Goddard's concept of God. This range is so true that there is no going back for people from this point who understand this philosophy. There is a before and after to this realization of knowing who you truly are. At this point, people know that they have found the pearl of great price, and this knowledge fills a void that perhaps has been in your life with a lot of questions unanswered. But what does it mean to be God, and how this philosophy can transform and shift your life? Let's now dive deeper into it. You are God, but you don't become God. Well, as you know, you are the creator of your life. What happens to you is a result of your own consciousness. What you are experiencing is because of your own actions, decisions, and reactions. Where you are in your life is because of your own choices. You have the power to make decisions, take actions, and react to situations the way you like them. So it means you have got all the power. You can make any decision at any time. You can take any action you want at any time. And if you experience any problem doing anything, it's up to you how you react to that situation. What happens in your life also depends on how you react to any situation. So now the fact that needs to be understood is that you have been God since you came into this world. So you don't need to be God because you are already God. And the important fact is that whether you realize it or not, if you know it or not, you are God. You are God, and you will remain God regardless of what you recently realized or even if you are still ignorant. So even if somebody doesn't know he is God, he is still God. He has been and is God. And until he is there in this world, he will remain God. Here, what we conclude is that you don't need to be God, because you are already God. Having the power to take action, the ability to think, and the ability to make decisions is all you need to be God. So you don't need to be confused here. Many people in the manifesting community think that the moment they realize they are God, they become God. But it's not true. You don't become God the moment you realize you are God. You have just been God, and that's it. You don't need to enter into any state to be God. Now, this is an important concept that every student of Neville Goddard should be clear about. Many people think that God is actually a state, or they are required to enter into a state to be God, and when they enter into that state, they will become God. But this is the wrong interpretation and needs explaining. Actually, being God isn't a state. You don't need to enter into any state to be God. No matter in which state you are living your life, no matter what the state of your mind is, you are God. And even if you change the state, you don't lose the status of being God, and you don't gain the status of God after you enter into a particular state. You are God, even if you are conscious of it or not. God is not a state. Being God is just being God. It has no other meanings or explanations. You see, whenever you want to manifest, You are asked to enter into a particular state to manifest that particular thing. The fact is that you don't become God by manifesting this status. This status comes on its own when you are born. You get the title of God whenever you start using your senses in the world and start making decisions on your own. You cannot manifest God's status, but you can manifest anything when you recognize that you are God. Because when you realize you are God, when you become aware of this truth, you start making decisions on your own and you get access to limitless power that enables you to manifest anything that exists in the universe. A matter of concern. So, what is the matter of concern? When you don't believe you are God, it is a matter of concern. It makes you vulnerable to situations. It really makes you vulnerable. You start believing in any other power outside of you more than the power inside of you. It makes you lose trust in yourself. You trust some mythical power more than you should trust in yourself. And you think that what happens to you is the will of God, which you believe in, and it makes you satisfied with your life. You don't take action. People prefer to stay in that comfort zone, and the fact is that people keep on suffering because they believe that it is the will of God and that God wants to make them suffer. It is evident that you are God. You are the one who is God, and it is something that doesn't need evidence. You see, you are the one who makes decisions in your life. You are the only one who can decide what will happen to you. What you will be doing in a particular spot and time is decided by you. Nobody can have any impact on your life or any influence on your life because you are the one who decides who will talk to you, who will be close to you, who will be your wife, and who will be your friend. When everything is decided by you, then why do you need a God to control your life without your permission? You see, we are the controllers of our lives, so we are God in our lives. That is the reason Neville Goddard said, "There is no power outside of you. You are the power. Everything, even in the whole world, is under your control because you are the contributor. You are the participant. You have some impact on the world. You are a part of it. You have some influence. You have got the ability to change things using your power. So you are the God of the world to some extent for sure. So you own a known part of the universe, you do things, and they have some impact on your surroundings. So why can't we say you are God? Everybody is God, and everything is God. Now this is a more interesting concept that you need to understand. If you are God, then everyone around you is God. Like you, they have some influence. They have some impact. They are able to make a change, even a little bit. They are able to take decisions. They are able to take action. Yes, some people can't do something, apparently. But if they know how to use imagination to get everything done, then surely they can manifest everything. So they are God, as you are God. They can do all the things that they can imagine. But like you, like everyone, they would need to shift the state of their mind in order to be who they want to be or want to have what they want to have. So we can say they are God. No power is outside of them. They have got all the power inside them and nothing is out of their reach. Another concept is that everything is God. This is weird, but it's true and you can't change it. You know, things in the universe, even if they are non-living or they aren't, have the ability to change your decisions, change your actions, or change your behavior. So it means they have some impact on you. So why are those things not from God? Everything in the world that has some impact or is linked to some part of this universe is God. If anything has no impact on you, it doesn't mean it isn't God. It is God because it is, for sure, linked to some other part of the universe or has some impact on other things. Everything is created because the whole universe that we see is made up of small pieces. There are some subunits that make up the whole universe, so everything is God. Your consciousness makes you God. Your consciousness makes you aware of where you are in your life. The state of your consciousness decides what is good and what is bad. So if your consciousness exists, the universe exists for you. If you have consciousness, nothing exists for you. Even without your consciousness, you don't exist. Your consciousness makes you aware of everything in this world, and so your consciousness can be said to be God. Your life is under the control of your consciousness. If you take over it and take charge of your consciousness, you will easily be able to manifest your desires. But the fact is that it is hard to take charge of your consciousness. Imagination or consciousness are the things that you can't control with your intentions, so you've got to use different techniques so that you can use your imagination to manifest things. You see, it is your consciousness that enables you to observe things. It is your consciousness that helps you learn things. As you know, Neville Goddard said, consciousness is the only reality. It means what the world looks like depends upon your own consciousness. Consciousness is actually perception. What do you think about the universe? If your consciousness says you are the universe, then you are the universe, because you are in the state of mind where you think the universe is you. And similarly, If your consciousness says you are God, then you are surely God. Actually, the concept of God you have in your mind makes you think like this. As a result, your entire life scenario is dependent on consciousness. Your behavior is determined by your consciousness. Your wealth, your status, and your actions in your life all reflect your consciousness. You can't think or imagine things you aren't conscious of or aware of them, because consciousness determines what you will think and what you will not think. So it's all your consciousness that's responsible for most of the things in your life. It's your consciousness that's responsible for the way you live your life. How can you employ this philosophy to manifest your desires? Now I will explain to you how you can use this philosophy while practicing the law of assumption. Can it help you manifest your desires? I would like to include Neville Goddard's quote here before answering the questions. Here is what he says: "One day man will realize that his own I amness is the God he has been seeking throughout the ages, and that his own sense of awareness, his consciousness of being, is the one and only reality." So you don't need to be aware of conscious manifesting to manifest your desires. You don't need to be perfect either. Manifesting isn't a reward. You are manifesting every day, and you have been manifesting forever. Since you manifest as you breathe, manifesting doesn't happen the day you hear the word. However, the main background belief behind it all is that their goal is outside of them, which is why so many people struggle to manifest a specific desire, whether it's a person, money, a job, or anything else specific. They should go out there and do it right away. This is the most widely believed misperception in the manifesting community that renders so many individuals disabled. The majority of us come from the law of attraction community, where the idea of being God is still not fully comprehended, which is the obvious explanation in my opinion. Instead, the majority of the law of attraction teachers continue to hold that a person must be at a high vibration, or that they must match the vibration of their desired outcome, when in reality, you are already what you desire, regardless of the circumstances. Is this also your primary belief? Do you believe that in order to fulfill your dream, you must look outside of yourself? Do you think you should learn how to align your vibration with what you want? Do you consider yourself forced to achieve it? Do you think a higher power makes your decisions for you? If you still hold on to these beliefs, the main reason you are having difficulty realizing your particular goal is that your beliefs are causing you to manifest the things you hold on to. You manifest what you are, not what you want, as Neville once said. Any such belief will prevent you from achieving your goal, but will enable you to realize the belief. In either situation, you are still a potent creator who manifests things in accordance with your thoughts. Everything becomes easy once you realize that you are God, that you have created the entire universe, and that the universe is not separate from you. Because you are aware that your imagination is the only source of reality, the shadow world is no longer in control of you. Furthermore, your wishes will unavoidably manifest in the shadow world as long as they exist in your imagination. You are aware that it doesn't matter if they don't appear right away. It doesn't matter that you haven't experienced your wish in linear time yet. As long as you've thought of it, it has already happened. Your desires are going to come true because you are the creator of your reality. Your human self is experiencing linear time, the shadow world, doubts, and worries as you go through these things. They have no power at all, so simply observe them without becoming involved. So guys, let's wind up today's video with Neville Goddard's famous saying, "Be still and know that I am God. No matter what happens, turn within and be still. Know that your awareness is God and that all things are possible for you." If you think this video was helpful, then please like this video and share it with your friends. And if you have something to say, please leave a comment below this video. And for more videos, click the subscribe button. See you in the next video.